The place of profits. When I commenced my banking career in 1998, one of the greatest gifts my employer gave me was the book titled The Richest Man in Babylon. Whoa! Triggered by the knowledge from the book, a year later, I discovered even greater book written by Robert Kiyosaki called Rich Dad's Cash Flow Quadrant. Amazing. My life changed. I began the financial journey I wanted, guided by the compass of working to grow my investments and not just my wages. The focus was to arrive at the financial destination where, if perchance the wages stopped, the profits from the investments would provide the same standard of living for my family as the wages. With that mindset, my savings and investment grew progressively, and the returns on the investment multiplied over the years. I had begun the financial journey to freedom. Friends, I have taught you on the place that wages only help you make a living. Today, take it from me, profits get you a fortune. And trust me, fortunes are better. Fortunes are better, my friend. Every adult that engages in economic venture as employee or business person belongs to one of the four quadrants. He is either self-employed, an employee, a business owner, or an investor. All through school and university, we are trained to make good grades, graduate, work for good corporations. So beginning with the end in mind, we are molded to be good employees. Kiyosaki says that an employee is someone who dedicates to making his employer richer, adheres to the policies of the organization, and devotes his working life doing so and getting wages in return. His motivator is security of income. He cannot imagine life without a job. There is no mindset of taking a risk of leaving the job for anything. Rather, the most he looks forward to is getting a bigger paying job. Therefore, the employer calls the shots and decides what and how the remuneration of the employee will be. And he pays as much to keep the employee going home and returning to work the next day. When the employee encounters an unexpected financial need, he must wait till payday when the employer will be willing to pay him. He is therefore the most financially miserable of the quadrants. Incidentally, I belong to this group and desperately working on my mindset to prepare for mandatory retirement. Self-employed person is the one who ekes out a living with his hands, skills, and talents. This is the first level of making money. He does the job and gets remunerated for doing it. A critical characteristic of this quadrant is that he does this at his pace and accordingly decides when and how to do the job. He has an improved mindset better than the employee and therefore more liberty in terms of time for other interests. His personal effort equates his income. However, the downside is that his entire income rests on his ability to perform. Once he fails, the income is gone. As a self-employed person, you must be on top of your game in sickness and health to make ends meet. The employee and the self-employed are at the lowest level of financial literacy and freedom. Their financial decisions are not based on facts, but they are based on emotions. They often tend to blame others for their plight, when the real reason for their situation is lack of knowledge about money. They base their financial lives on the myths and not facts. They believe in keeping what they have instead of investing it aggressively and get what they want. Business owners and investors are radically different. They put money down to multiply money. Whereas the business owner has staff working for him directly and take risk of the business failing, the investor scans the business environment through stocks and bonds and real estate. He chooses the sector most suitable and invest today for a life of abundance tomorrow. These two categories in the quadrant are simply more financially literate. They are therefore liberated and ready to take risks to get to their financial destination. Put simply, employees and self-employed use their time to work to make money, while business owners and investors send their money to work for them for more money. It starts from the mind. Therefore, from today, consider making these profit philosophies as a major part of your financial life. First, let your money habit be driven by potential for future financial freedom tomorrow, and not solely for security today. If you focus on tomorrow, you will look for profits, not just wages. Accordingly, your savings and investment drive will change. Second, define assets and liability correctly. I repeat, make sure you understand the correct meaning of assets and liabilities. Assets are things that put profits in your hands, like businesses you've established, stocks, bonds, and real estate investments. Liabilities are things that take money away from your hands. No 100% employee makes profit because they do not have assets. Even their home where they live that they call assets, they are not, since they receive no profits from the homes, but rather they spend to maintain them. Now that you're clear on what drives fortunes, that they are profits, start today to invest wisely if you want a life of fortunes tomorrow. Remember, nothing will change around you until you change.